All right, go. What's up, everyone? We are back. Game two between Complexity and Mouz. We are with let's see, Complexity taking game one in a very good game actually. Yeah, let's go ahead and go over what we've seen so far here. We've got the Chen ban, the Shadow Shaman ban here from Mouz. They're not going to have any more of that business. The AM ban, the standard AM ban from Complexity, and again the Dark Seer ban from Mouz.
Yeah, so we're going to have a Furion out of Mouse, I would assume. I mean, I can't think there's any way they're going to give up Invoker and Furion, but we are going to have an Invoker in the game, which is such a... Whoa. Okay.
Wow.
I stand corrected. Do you think there's any way here that Complexity doesn't just take Furion?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely taking Furion here. Fluff is known for a really good Furion. Invoker is going to be played by either TC. I know Geo has a good TC, but a good TC. I know Geo has a good Invoker, but TC is the solo mid hero, so he'll probably be playing, and he is a very good Invoker as well. But I mean, really, Furion. I mean, what else is around? Enchanters. I don't think they're.
Yeah, Windrunner's still there too. I mean, they can still take Windrunner Furion if they want.
They'll probably do both of those, honestly.
I can't, like, honestly, if you're Mouse, you have to have some sort of plan. There's no way you give up basically the three most imbalanced heroes that are still in the pool, let them all on the other team, and you don't have some sort of a plan. Like, there's got to be something going on, because I would have...
Well, maybe they do.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they
have a plan.
Plan something in advance for this, and I've got to hope that's the case, because otherwise I'm expecting, I mean, to be perfectly fair, a really one-sided game, because, I mean, those heroes. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Either way, if I was them, I probably would have just taken the Furion and the Windrunner and saved my plan for game 3, but, you know.
That's what you would have done. Yeah, and it's even worse, the fact that you give it to Complexity in particular. You give Furion to Complexity like that, a team like Complexity in particular. Is known for their coordination. It's just even more annoying. It makes it even more of an annoying hero.
Well, any team that wants to put early pressure on you, Furion's basically the ultimate early pressure hero, well, maybe other than Enchantress. And yeah, we're actually going to have a Lich pickup, which is really strange because, I mean, with a Furion pick, you expect some sort of a pushing lineup, although maybe they won't go for it because a lot of the good pushing heroes are already out of the pool, Shadow Shaman and Chen. But Enchantress is still there as well as Enigma, so I still think the Lich is a bit of a risky pick, but like I said, maybe there's some sort of a coordination coming together here.
Yeah, and look at now we see Complexity banning out basically the escape units. I mean, the carries that can escape. So they're ensuring that they can get ganks on pretty much anybody in the map. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually ban Mirana.
Yeah, well, and they also don't want the Void Lich combo, which is very strong with the ults.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for a last ban here from Complexity, I would expect Nyx, actually. I guess they don't want the Beastmaster Hawk Nyx explosion combo, but I don't know. That's pretty gimmicky at best. I don't really think that's a necessary ban, but maybe that was just the best carry for them to ban at this point. I would have agreed with you. I think Mirana probably would have been a better ban because Mirana, can escape the Sprout really easily.
Well, so can any melee carry if they have hatchets. So
yeah, that's true.
By banning a melee carry is essentially the same. It's banning somebody that can easily escape a Sprout there as well. But we do still need a max range, maybe an AA. I wouldn't be surprised for an AA. Kind of get some more global going on for Complexity.
Well,
maybe.
AA Sand King would be really nice here, but actually go with the Dragon Knight, wanting the late game. I thought they might have gotten away with not picking up a carry here because they have Invoker and Furion, but I guess want to be certain of the late game anyway.
Yeah, and he's not the hard. I mean, don't get me wrong. He is a strong carry. Don't get me wrong, but he's obviously he contributes to an aggressive lineup either way. He's not like he's a Void or an AM where he's in diapers for the early half of the game. But we'll see what Mouz answers with here.
Honestly, I have no sort of imagination of what Mouse is going to go. They did ban Vengeful Spirit, so there's a chance that they want to go with that Enigma. Obviously, Enigma with Lich would be nice, and at this point they're kind of still looking for a hero that can solo the long lane, so Enigma would be able to do that. But other than that, like I've got to assume they have something very specific in mind, and I can't really know what that is.
Well, they have 1 minute to figure it out. I mean, what do they need? They're so set on support. They need carry, and
Yeah,
they
they
need the
need a
long
carry
lane.
in the long lane solo. So I mean,
Right.
Enigma and then some sort of carry at this point. I guess Slardar is still decent. Obviously, going through or getting the negative armor on Dragonite would be pretty strong. They could go with Weaver. Weaver could solo the long lane, obviously, and the negative armor once again pretty strong against Dragonite. Or other than that, as far as a really strong carry, I mean, there's a possibility of going for a Storm, setting Storm up top because Storm is strong against Furion, but I don't really know.
I wouldn't be surprised if they Mirana'd still. Their Mirana last game was strong. And we'll see what they finish off with. They still do not have a long lane, and they don't have the hardest of carry either. I mean, I'd imagine that's going to be.
Trixie normally plays Leshrac, so I'm sure it'll be a side lane Leshrac up top.
Side lane?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be Sing Sing mid with the Beastmaster, and then side lane Leshrac. Usually they use the Leshrac when they have really aggressive builds because they can take down towers very quickly. I've seen Mouz do this a couple times, but at best here, I mean, like I said, they're going to pick up an Enigma for the long lane maybe, but that's still not a lot of pushing ability between Enigma, Venomancer, and Leshrac. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not amazing. It's not like you have an Enchantress as well, so I don't know. We'll see how well that works out here for him. But I guess, going with the magic damage on Leshrac, you can ignore the Dragonite armor.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the Lich pick third. I think that might have hurt them more so than even anything else. I mean, if you give up that DK, I mean, that would have been the time to take DK. Well, never mind. DK was taken actually by then, I believe.
No. The third pick, you could have taken DK.
If you, yeah, you can. Pick.
10 seconds
Pick. Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's interesting. I mean, if I feel like it would fit in their lineup pretty well, but I don't know. We'll see. That last pick is going to come out here. You've got to imagine some form of right click here.
I don't know. I think this still has to be their long lane. I guess it could be Mirana still at this point, like you said. I mean, Mirana can solo the long lane as well, so that would give them that. But Trixie pretty much always plays Leshrac, and Trixie almost always plays Mirana, so I don't know how they would set up those lanes with Trixie not being able to clone himself and play two spots at once. So they're going to go with the Razor.
Interesting.
Honestly, I am lost as to what their lanes are going to be. Maybe they're sending, maybe Leshrak's going to be support here, or they're going to send Lich long lane, or maybe they're going to dual lane the long lane with the Lich and Leshrac or something, and then have the Venomancer Razor top. I'm not really sure.
I don't know. We'll have to see. Either way, we've got this game. We've got Mouz up top on the Dire side, and Complexity playing on Radiant. For Complexity, we've got Fluff playing Nature's Prophet as expected. Geo on Dragon Knight. TC on Invoker, Hannah on Windrunner, and Ixmike on Ancient Apparition. That is about as expected as you can imagine. And then Dement on Lich, Sing Sing on Lesh, Trixie on Razor, Rexy on Venomancer, and Sexy Bembo on Beastmaster. As we see a ton of pings from, you can't really tell which yellow, but it does look like that Sing Sing pinging. And then you've got Dement pinging up top. You're going to have all five in a tight-knit ball from Complexity heading up top. They're not really going to find anybody early. So you see Sexy Bembo very late to leave.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually going to do it's a rather old school build. I haven't seen it in a while, but the Beastmaster solo side lane as Sexy Bamboo, since he is their normal solo side lane player, and Sing Sing's on the Leshrac. So I guess that'll work decent for them since he's going to be up in the top lane, and it's really hard to set up a kill with Furion TPing in against Beastmaster since he can chop down the trees. But again, with the Ancient Apparition Dragonite combo, it won't really matter if they can get the combo off. So I don't know. We'll see how effective that is. But it does mean that they probably will win mid against the Invoker, whereas normally solo against Invoker is pretty much a losing battle, except for maybe like 2 or 3 heroes.
All right. Shoutouts coming out. Yeah. CC. Hannah.
Yeah, so
all right,
it is going to be the Lich Leshrac bottom, I guess, like I thought. But still, I don't know how strong of a lane this is. But it is the dual range, so if we only do have 2 bottom from the Dragon Knight and the Ancient Apparition, I guess they would have a decent shot at doing well in that lane. But I don't know.
Next level metagame coming out from Mouz.
Yeah.
Actually do a ping check. Everyone is 200 or 100, 90, 60. Well, no one looks too bad. Looks pretty typical, really.
Yeah, looks decent. Maybe it's just the server itself being a bit of a problem. Actually, we already saw Rexy actually just threw a ward up in the mid, and it was instantaneously counter-warded, so it really sucks to already get behind a ward like that. I know it's so frustrating, but they certainly are doing a good job with the wards this time. I already have 3 others up on the map, so not falling behind in wards like they did last game.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to really harass TC down, obviously, with that with going, every solo going quas, and without having a bunch of stuns, just one slow, and a decent amount of burst, but not a whole lot burst. All you really got is plasma field. That's I'd be surprised if those 2 alone are able to actually get a kill on TC, as opposed to a decent killing potential down bottom. You just got a solo. Well, not really a solo. You've got Ix Mike doing the pull, and no, that's not blocked, so he'll be able to stack that. And then up top, Hannah Montana versus Sexy Bambo. That should be pretty uneventful as well.
Yeah, Hannah Montana should have a huge advantage over side lane Rexar, I would think. Better, obviously, the range, the good attack animation, and good damage harassment ability, just like the Axes, so I think should have every advantage there. But yeah, TC certainly shouldn't really die mid and get forced out too much, but it will at least give Trixie good farm. And meanwhile, I don't know, it's really all going to come down to, I think, how this bottom lane turns out. It really could go either way, and it's just going to kind of depend on the Nature's Prophet ganks, I'm going to assume, whether they can turn it with a 3-on-2 and actually win the lane or not.
Yeah, they should be able to do some decent ganks up top. Well, he does have a hatchet, actually. It's going to be difficult as well, but we'll see. Interesting going on up top there. They've got kind of swapping creeps. Where's that lane going to meet now? Well, it's going to meet safely in the middle. Not a whole lot going on up top just yet. Let's actually see who's winning that. Beastmaster 11-2, 10-0. Pretty damn even. Sexy Bumbo, slight lead.
Yeah, if you look actually...
Oh, and there it is. Already going to have a go. It shouldn't be a whole lot, though. I mean, he should easily be able to get out of this. Yeah.
Yeah, questionable TPing up there like that when you know he has the hatchet and he's not that low. But I guess if they'd set up a shackle shot combo off the sprout, it might have been a little bit better, but weren't able to do that. If you look actually on Mouz, I was just looking at it, every hero on their team bought it. Well, the Beastmaster bought the hatchet, and then 3 heroes bought 6 tangos, and then there's only one who only has 3, which is Rexy, but that's because he's a support and bought a ton of wards. So doing a really good job to consider that Furion, which shows, I guess, that they were planned on playing against him.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to mention. They doing what they can to limit the effectiveness of Furion. Meanwhile, Furion just kind of laning up top for now.
Yeah, just gonna wait until his TP comes off, I guess, or
yeah,
maybe go into their jungle. Yeah.
Is there anybody low? There's a good amount of potential to kill in mid. Again, they both do have trees. 3 now on Trixie, 2 left on Rexy. And meanwhile, down bottom, we've got 4 left on Lesh, which is Sing Sing. And my Skype is blocking the 5 on Dement. So Dement's not going to be getting easily ganked for a while. And look at this, they're going to pull they're going to pull the lane out, so the tower's going to be taking some good damage up top.
Yeah, interesting that they're deciding to put so much early pressure on a tower. I think they would have just been more content just to have Fluff farm in the woods a little bit longer before they tried pressuring any towers like this. But I mean, I guess if they can get a tier 1 tower, it'll work. But with level 3 axes on Sexy Bamboo, it's going to be pretty tough.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Hannah eating those axes to the face.
Yeah, tower's down to half now, but still all the tree ants are gone, and yeah, the push is going to be stopped. And meanwhile, this is just making it easy for Sexy Bamboo actually to be safe in this lane, whereas if he was solo against the Windrunner, I mean, if you pulled the lane back or something, you'd make it a lot more difficult. I feel like that would have been better, just hold off on pushing the tower a little bit longer, and then go for it when you really get an opening.
Yeah, and what's the problem now for Complexity is that Hannah's half health, he's got no regen. There's nothing on the courier coming out right now. And in fact, it's going mid. So, and the real problem is that he's gonna hit Axis, and he's almost level 6. He is level 6 now, but he doesn't have enough mana to finish off his roar. But yeah, that's gonna be a problem here. Hannah's when that roar comes out, Hannah's gonna be in danger of going down until he gets regen.
Yeah, he's gonna have to pull back after this creep wave, I would assume, or send himself some regen on the courier. The courier is back in base now. Yeah, he's just gonna head back. He's already halfway back anyway. So yeah, surprisingly, actually, Sexy Bamboo basically winning the top lane. I really didn't expect that. I think if they would have just allowed basically static farming, I mean, well, it's 27-1 to 25-2, so I mean, it's not like he's really winning, but he does have the level advantage since Furion had to come up there. and I really think they should just let him static farm for a little bit longer against the Rexar. I feel like as a good solo lane player, he would have no problem doing that, and they would have had a better setup with the Furion just getting lots of experience in gold in the jungle. I mean, if Furion had stayed in the jungle, he would easily be level 5, if not almost level 6 by now, and have, you know, a little bit more than an urn, I would think.
Yeah, well, meanwhile, Razor getting very decent farm in mid. The best farmers you've got in the game so far, Hannah Montana 270, Mouz, Trixie, he's pretty much hovering around 270 as well, and Sexy Bamboo at 260. So the Radiant up to a bit of a lead, though. I mean, they have more gold overall, but you've got more gold on Trixie and more gold on Sexy Bamboo. Sexy Bamboo actually forced to walk all the way back. Unfortunately for him, the courier was out of order.
Yeah, well, unfortunately the rune spawned bottom and actually gave Trixie a rune when Trixie had a full bottle. If the rune had spawned top, Sexy Bamboo would have been in a much better situation since he has a bottle as well. Interesting, really old school Razor getting a bottle. I haven't seen that in a long time. So kind of strange there by Trixie, but I guess when you have a dual lane mid, it makes sense to always have one person pick up the bottle so that the other one can hang in the lane while you go roam and get the ward, or get the rune. But speaking of wards, actually, there are no wards up for Mouz at this point in the game. Venomancer, I assume, is going to go to place some. No, he doesn't actually have any on him, and neither does Lich.
Oh,
and
lag.
None on the courier. So actually, oh, whoa, yeah. That's going to be a disconnect. That's unfortunate.
Oh, what's going on?
Oh,
whoa,
no.
whoa, whoa.
Oh.
Well, unfortunately for top, Hannah is about to get gonked. He's about to get ganked here. He's just standing there. He has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, hopefully he's still here. Yeah, he's still here, unfortunately, but it's going to be kind of, well, no, let's see. With Furion TPing in, there's a chance they can turn this around with a roar. Yeah.
Nice roar.
Yeah,
canceling that shackle shot right before he can get it out. And beautifully done there from Sexy Bamboo. Nice timing. Not Fluff and Stuff is getting DPS down. He's going to go ahead and try and cancel that slow. The board's actually still there to slow as well. Sexy Bamboo is probably good here to dive. Actually, nice block. He actually blocks himself. Oh, man, he's going to go down anyways. Let's see if they can get any kills out of this. Nope. The tower is going to spread the damage, and nicely done. 2 kills there for Mouz.
Yeah, unfortunate the way it kind of came out of the lag there, but it seemed like they waited a second or two before actually going on him, which I guess was good. I couldn't really tell if he was back just in time or not, but yeah, well, it happens, and that's first blood.
That is more than first blood. It's 2 kills indeed. But meanwhile, down bottom, that tower is getting very low. In fact, it's about to be denied here, and it is going to get denied. Not what they want to happen with that Geo. Obviously, great at pushing towers, great at killing towers, not great at giving towers a way to be denied. And honestly, you got to think that gold graph. Yep, that gold graph does dip down towards neutral, down towards 0. And that denied tower is not going to help complexity much at all. So Mouz looking very strong early on, and really the Furion not having much of an effect as you would expect it to have.
Yeah, I really think he just needs to go farm up a little bit more now. They've done a really good job of basically, you know, always carrying tangos and being able to counter him TPing anywhere on the map. So, I don't know, he should just do what Furions can do and farm for a little while, get that ult, and then start pushing towers. But
He is level 5.
yeah. Meanwhile, though, Dement actually is almost level 6, which is actually quite nice. Normally, Liches aren't going to pick up level 6 that early, but I guess that was the good thing about sending this dual lane bottom with Sing Sing and the Lich, is that Lich has been able to get a fair amount of experience, which is kind of unusual in Liches in this metagame. Well, the Liches really aren't in this metagame, but Lich is pre this metagame.
Yeah, no, he's definitely done good so far. Hannah actually is trapped somehow. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Rexy actually hiding in the forest over there. He's actually going to get slowed right now, and that should be that easily. He's probably going to try and get a shotgun, but he's going to get stunned beautifully, most likely from Bamboo. He does go down. We do have 1 TP in from Geo, and not enough damage has been done to Hannah. Hannah is still up. He's going to get the power shot off as well, and that's going to be a nice job there. Nice response. Look at this massive response here from Complexity. 1 goes down, 2 go down, and now it's going to be 3 here if Bamboo goes down as well. He's laying that slow out nicely, though. You got to hand that to him as well. He should be out just fine. So nicely done laying that slow out, but nice response overall from Complexity as well.
Yeah, really questionable there. It looked like they thought that they could get the Windrunner without using basically everything on him. They kind of held off on the roar just for a little bit. If he just started with that roar initially and then they'd blown all their abilities on him, they would have killed the Windrunner. And if the Windrunner hadn't got that shackle shot off, it might have been completely different. But
and
instead,
the power shot, yeah.
Yeah, instead, really good reaction by by coL, Complexity, all TPing to that tower, and I mean, yeah, it was a good fight for them.
I think you could safely call him coL.
coL?
I would wager.
Okay.
It's 1 syllable. It's nice and easy.
Yeah.
And we're going to have more damage up top on this tower. the boar versus the dragon, trying to keep that poison dot on the tower, do as much damage as you possibly can to it. Lots of early pressure from Complexity. 3 up top, now 4. Hannah bringing up the rear. Wards coming out from Rexy, though. Rexy doing a good job just holding this off as long as possible. We do have Dement, who is now level 6. He's rotating top as well. Trixie, meanwhile, is still in mid with TC. They're not going to rotate, so we are going to have 3v4 situation if if Complexity stays in. We do have Fluff actually TPing back to base. He does have teleport up, so he'll be back shortly, which should, if he does go up top, should still make it a 4v3. We'll see if he does choose to do that.
Yeah, Sing Sing can TP in though, and since you've already got most of the heroes here, it will be a
tower.
fast TP. But yeah, the pressure's
and
going to come.
Click, and that's going to be it. The tower is down. Geo is going to go down here for it. I don't know if that was worth it. Ult comes out. Does it bounce between who it does? And it needs to. Nice. Hannah does actually take a couple hits. Is it going to be enough? It is going to be enough. Unfortunately for him, he stays around a little too long. Now Dement has no mana. Fluff is finishing off Rexy up top after that fight. Sing Sing comes in, full mana. He's going to try and do what he can. Fluff should definitely be going down here as well. Sing Sing level 7. Oh, that does hit, and that should be enough to take Sing Sing off as well. But look who's in town. Rexy is. TC is going to go down as well. And this could be a team wipe here. There's not enough mana, unfortunately, for Trixie. And that should be enough for him to get away. But overall, a very successful team fight here for Mouz.
Yeah, like I said, just the difference of having a few teammates there, so that it's a short TP for one teammate makes it a little bit easier. Although Sing Sing actually did kind of take a sweet time getting there, but fighting around the tower, and it was just kind of almost a little bit of an overcommitment from the Dragon Knight in the beginning there to get that tower. And but I mean, I guess it's better than having it denied, so maybe it's worth it. I don't know, tough to say.
Well, I don't think 4 deaths is necessarily worth it.
Well, it wasn't just 4 deaths; they got 2 kills as well. So 4 for 2 and a tower and killed instead of denied. It's pretty close. I mean, because normally you would say that one death for a tower killed instead of a deny is certainly worth it. 2, I don't know, it's questionable.
All right, well, let's take a look at the golden minute on Geo, because that is what matters for Complexity specifically. And his golden minute, 347. He's not really hurting. For the other team, Mouz, they're a little bit behind in gold, but not by a lot. Sexy Bamboo, 265, he's doing well. Razor at 275, he's doing well. So overall, very even so far. But with that Lich hitting level 6 so early, and getting a decent ult off, I feel like that kind of really ended any momentum Complexity had in that team fight. Hannah had to run away, and indeed Hannah ended up dying by the hands of Lich. And if Lich can continue to get ults off like that, then they look to be in a good spot. We're going to have the haste popped up top. Shackle comes out and lands. Unfortunately, there's going to be no EMP to fall, but it doesn't matter. Look at all that damage coming out. That should be more than enough to finish off that kill on Trixie. And there is no tower, obviously, to TP2, so he will be receiving no assistance from his teammates.
Yeah, also interesting build on Sing Sing, actually picking up the ult at level 6 or 7, I don't know exactly, but normally you wouldn't expect to see a Leshrac getting the ult until much later on because he doesn't really have the mana to support it, but I guess like I said, just wants something that can go through the Dragon Knight's armor, so just having the extra magic damage guaranteed is better. Although he did max Edict, which actually doesn't go through the Dragon Knight's armor, so I'm not really sure.
I think he just wants to have the maximum DPS potential available, regardless of mana pool, just in case S hits the F, if you know what I mean. We're going to have a push up top here. Although, right from below, Sexy Bamboo might catch somebody. Nope, they're going to back off a little bit. Fluff not going to want to get caught. Meanwhile, they might try and do something in mid, although Geo is a little bit too tanky to really kill 2v1 even. But that is going to be them backing off there.
Yeah, Geo almost has his Vanguard finished. I assume he's going to go that since he has the ring and the shield. So yeah, he'll be quite tanky, and then looking towards his second item, which maybe will be a little bit more damage, or maybe it'll be the BKB. Oh, action top on Dement. Yeah, Dement's going to die for sure.
They might get another one here. Yeah, like TP is canceled. That would be a mistake. Going to kill and a tower up top. So that gold graph, go ahead and open that gold graph up. You can see it really starting to climb dramatically in the favor of Complexity. Now Sexy Bamboo is going to actually get shackled. Beautiful shackle, using the boar to get the shackle on Sexy Bamboo. And that, like you said, Hannah Montana really crafty with those shackles.
Yeah, second game in a row that he just impressed me incredibly with his ability to shackle shot. That was a great one. Shackling the boar is just unheard of. So, I mean, yeah, a great job by that. Meanwhile, Sing Sing and Trixie are pushing out the bottom tower a little bit. With that level 4 Edict, they're certainly going to be able to do a fair amount of damage to this tower. Probably take it down. But in the meantime, Rexy's going to die.
There we go. Rexy doing what he can to lay the damage out before he inevitably goes down. And he's going to get a lot of damage on TC. Unfortunately for Mouz, there's no one really nearby to actually capitalize on that kill from TC, but he's going to walk away. and reach him back up. And again, another couple kills, another kill and a tower. At least a tower hurt. Let's see if they're actually going to go here. Apparently, Geo's not connected to his team because he's going to go ahead and go in and stun. His team is really low, obviously, so he can't really expect much out of his team at this point.
Yeah, Beastmaster has the roar, but doesn't actually realize, I guess, how low. Oh, Trixie actually coming in the back.
Wow, interesting idea. I mean, it was almost going to work. There's plenty of people low, but unfortunately, it didn't pan out for Mouz. Oh, comes out on Hannah. Axe's follow-up right afterwards. Oh, nicely done. We'll see if that's going to be enough, and if it isn't, it's going to certainly be enough there with that AA ult. Now we've got Sexy Bamboo, and this is unfortunate. I mean, Mouz was really in a decent position early on, and now they've kind of thrown away any lead that they've had. 13-7. The gold graph is now shooting past 5,000 in the favor of Complexity.
And Fluff is actually TP'd in on Rexy at the tower. Oh, the Shackle Shot actually not latching. Most of those trees dead, so... Looks like Rexy will probably get away. Oh, no!
Too much nuke. See if he can kind of get a last hit. One should... Oh, it should work. No. Unfortunately, that did not work for Mouz, and that's 14-7 now. Half the kills of Complexity.
Yeah, so as far as Mouz having a plan to face the Furion and Invoker and Windrunner, initially it looked like it might have been the possibility, but now looking not so much.
Yeah, not so much. I mean, Trixie is struggling to finish any items. He only has 600 gold, 650 gold. He's got no real decent... He pretty much has nothing, let's be honest. He's got treads and bottle. He's struggling now. I mean, like I said earlier on, they were actually doing quite nice, but as soon as Complexity started grouping up, pushing his 5, pushing his 4, and taking towers after these kills, it's really just completely gone in their favor.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know what it's going to take for Mouz to turn this game back around. It's so difficult to win team fights against a team with an Invoker, so that's not really going to be the case. They're going to have to look for pickoffs, but they don't have a ton to go for in the way of pickoffs. I mean, pretty much just the Beastmaster. Yeah, and Trixie's definitely going to die here.
Oh yeah. Oh, the trifecta of Own has arrived in mid. Trixie's going to go down. Ult comes out. Nice split there from Fluff. Fluff going to juke the ult there as well. He should be fine. The only one on him is Fluff. Meanwhile, they get another kill on Veno. 2 go down. Now Fluff is going to try. Unfortunately, Fluff unable to land that Sprout, but it doesn't matter. They're again going to get 3 kills and another tower. And I'm afraid to open that graph. Indeed, that graph is just looking like a mountain of, I don't know, insurmountability in the eyes of Mouz.
Yeah, well, what, almost 7,500 gold advantage at 18 minutes is quite huge, especially when you consider that it's not just from towers, actually, because they're not actually up, well, they're up by, well, now 3 towers, but, I mean, they weren't up by that many towers, and if you're up by that much gold without being up by a lot of towers, it means that you have a big level advantage, too. And
what happened?
Sing Sing gonna go down top.
Did he get cold snaps or something? I don't know. Or did he cancel?
And I think it was a cold snap. Cold snap actually has a really long distance or long range, so.
All right. Well, 18-7. As of right now, this looks to be going in the favor of Complexity here. Moving on in the upper bracket, which, again, let me remind everyone the schedule we've got. We do have those two matches scheduled out. We just don't know who's participating in them yet. The winner of this best of 3 is going to play tomorrow. Let me actually open it up and get you the numbers. Tomorrow at 2100, I believe, is what we've agreed on. Tomorrow at 2100 is the winner bracket final, technically. CLG versus the winner of this. And then actually an awkward hour because AL, being the Australians, they had to fit a pretty interesting time. The loser bracket semifinals, so the loser of this is going to go down and play AL, and that is actually going to be at 7:30 CET, which is 11:30 or 10:30 p.m. Pacific. For those U.S. Westerners, interesting time there.
Yeah, so both those games going. Oh, and Sexy Bamboo actually getting caught all the way pushed out bottom, trying to, I guess, recuperate the same split pushing effect he had in the last game, except it's a little bit different when you're Beastmaster as opposed to Queen of Fane.
Yes, it is, unfortunately, especially if you have treads instead of the other boots. The boots of travel. Yeah.
Trixie, there's actually a haste rune top. If you could pick that up and bottle it, that would actually be pretty nice. Getting haste on Razor is huge, but he actually has only opted for 1 level in Static Link, which means that I guess the haste wouldn't even really help him that much. Because obviously, and normally when you get hasted as him, it means you can stay right next to a hero and guaranteed steal a lot of damage, but with only 1 point static link, it's not going to be that big anyway. And with the way that the map looks right now, it's highly likely that Complexity is going to find that rune before Mouz does anyway.
Yeah, they have pretty much full map control.
Yeah, Sexy Bamboo actually smoked
Watch
up.
out. Ix Mike gonna go down here if he's not careful. He does have two allies somewhat close by, but he should be getting bursted down here before anything can happen. I would have gotten an ult out if I were him, but we're gonna
Great
have,
tornado, EMP
yeah,
combo.
nice tornado, and it's actually gonna hit 3 people. They have no mana actually. Beastmaster and Trixie unable to do anything. Fortunately for them, they pretty much both already had their ults out, so that's really not gonna matter too much. 1 dead apiece so far, 1 TP away. He's going to TP to safety, but not going to be the case for Leshrac. So 2 for 1 exchange, and Rosh is up. I'm not so sure if they're going to be able to do it. Instead, they're just going to take that tower bottom. And that is going to be the GGs and the disconnects. So for once, we're going to actually have GGs followed by disconnects. I don't think I've ever seen that so far in like competitive Dota, or in competitive D2 at least. And good game, well played. So that's going to be it. Complexity takes the series of this best of 3. In a convincing second game, 2-0, and they're going to move ahead tomorrow. They're going to be playing CLG in the upper bracket finals. Again, if I can remember, and I have it right here, that's going to be 12 p.m. It's going to be noon U.S. West, which is 21 CET. So a little bit later for, you know, those Europeans of yours, those of you who are European. But before that, we're gonna actually have a match tonight. So early in the morning CET, 7:30 CET, AL versus Mouz is gonna be going on. So if I don't see you guys tomorrow, then I will see you then. And yeah, and again, we're gonna shout out the sponsors: Twitch TV, TeamSpeak, SteelSeries. Couldn't do it without you. We appreciate it. For those of you who don't know the prize pool is 6K plus mice, 5 mice for the winners. The first place winners. The prize distribution is 4K for first, and then it goes 1,500 and 500. So a pretty heavily weighted first place prize.
Yep, it's still a little bit of action. Looks like Sexy Bamboo might actually be considering trying to control everyone on his team real quick, get some last-minute heroics. But it's not going to happen. He actually ended up ulting a Furion Treant, unfortunately.
Oh well.
And that's going to be basically the end of his little victory lap. Yeah,
right.
that's pretty much going to be game. So
I think, no one's told me, but there may or may not be IRC prizes. I know I saw them earlier. I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure there is going to be IRC prizes. Like maybe right now. Like if you want to head in there, or not right now, but right after. Yeah, probably right now. I think like some trivia having to do with the first tower or something going down or something. I can't remember, but just in case, you might want to hop into the our IRC on QuakeNet. Go to what is IRC?
Anyway, I'm just going to conclude the VOD real quick. So thanks for casting, Chappy.
All right, he's got to conclude the VOD. Well, that's gonna be it. So just check out the IRC, guys, for those of you who know it. And that's gonna be it for us. Thanks for joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.